I think it's time I did another round of things that people do that I consider rude. Immediately, one thing that comes to mind is, let's say that you are a guest at my house. For some reason, you think it's okay to glance over my pieces of paper, my mail, my receipts, my correspondence in general. If something doesn't have your name on it, which trust me, if you don't live at my place, it won't. Don't look at my stuff. That shit just pisses me off. It really annoys me. That stuff is just not yours. You guys know this one very well, but another thing that I hate is when people stand so close to me, too close to me, very close to me. This has been an issue since before the whole little disease that's circulating around the planet right now. So it's not about that. I have been freaky about this since I was a child, way before the stuff that we're living. The only way I'm okay with someone invading my personal space is if you're someone who I know, but I am super tight with you. Most of my coworkers would be the exception. I feel pretty comfortable being at close proximity with them, especially since sometimes I just have to when we're collaborating on something. But if you're like an absolute stranger, don't stand so fucking close to me. I don't care where we're at. I don't care what we're doing, especially if I'm near a payment terminal or handling anything that's personal, such as money or having a conversation and I'm a customer. Just little things like that. Have some damn sense of people's space, but some people just don't get it. And I don't know if they do it on purpose, if they're trying to be intimidating so that I speed up, which I already move pretty fast at everything that I do. Just don't be that fucking animal. That's all I have to say. Another thing that absolutely triggers me is, let's say that you are a food handler for any reason. You're serving it, you're preparing it, you're ringing it up, whatever it is, and the food is not covered. Shut the hell up when that food is in your hands or right in front of you and it's not covered in any way. The other day I was at an ice cream shop and there was this lady sampling something for a customer, and as she was diving into the tub to scoop some ice cream out in them little spoons for sampling, she kept talking. No, shut up. Don't talk while your face is hovering over the food. That is actually one of the reasons why there's a damn glass separating the customer from ice cream. It's to protect the product, but also to protect it from little kids who maybe they'll be tempted to stick their hands on stuff. Or maybe other customers as well who people love to touch things for some reason. But seriously, if you're about to ring up a tray of food that needs to be sold by the weight, shut up and don't talk if that food doesn't have a lid. Especially if it doesn't have a lid. And I also see that with servers who have let's say that you're a table with a party of 4 people. You grab the goddamn food, you're holding it in front of you, and you're the cheeseburger with the fries. Don't do that. Just be cheeseburger with the fries, then grab it and then pass it over. But some people really love to have full-blown conversations when they're handling food and they don't have a damn covering. And this is what I'm talking about. Whether you have a mask or not, but especially when you don't have a mask, which this is what made me have issues since before the thing that's going around the world right now. I've always felt that way. You will never, ever catch me talking over food. Someone else's food. Never. Because I am very aware that even if I don't see a massive spit shooting out of my mouth, I am spraying stuff into that food if I talk. So have some damn sense and respect. That one might be a little extreme, but I guess it's just, I have a sense for that stuff. Maybe it's not that big of a deal, but to me, it just is. I understand that we all cough and sneeze, but unless it's one of those sneezes that kind of catches you by surprise, or say you start coughing because you're feeling perfectly fine, but all of a sudden you get like extreme dryness in your throat and you cannot help it and you have to like cough. That happens to me. But what does not happen with me is that I fail at the very least, attempting to look the other way or block or cover my sneezing and my coughing. But there's some people out there who do not even try to block their coughs or sneezes. Those are the people I have issues with. If you don't even at least attempt to stop some of that, I think you're an absolute monster. Some people just like to cough and not try to put their hand, or, well, please don't put your hand over your face, because then with that hand, you're going to touch other stuff and whatever. But like, at least try to block some of it. You're not going to be perfect at it, but the whole attempt is better than you just blatantly not trying to. When I catch people just going and not even trying to like just avoid doing it over people or being respectful of general surfaces, it just annoys me, man. Like, always try to cover it. I don't care how, just do. I'm not even going to dwell on this one very much, but the motherfuckers who be listening to music from their phones and they don't wear headphones are terrible and annoying. The only time I find that okay is if you're in like your little space, like say an office, or you're in your house in a room by yourself. I don't mind. But if there's like a group of people or there's someone else in the room with you and you just start playing music or playing videos at full volume from your phone, you don't ask the person if they're okay with that or something, I think you got problems. Don't be that goddamn person. This was particularly bad when I was in high school and I used to ride the bus. There was usually that one fucking person who would play their little music from their phone and not wear headphones. And I'm thinking, if you want to do that, at least play it at low volume. And if you cannot hear it, maybe put the speaker close to your ear or something, but just be discreet about it. If you're being obnoxious about it, then I hate you. And then finally, this is one that's more of a social issue than anything else, something psychological. But when you say my name wrong right after I fucking told you, you're not forgivable at all. And this happens to me once in a while. It's like, I just told you how I want my name pronounced and how it is pronounced and how it should be pronounced. You actively say it wrong. And the reason I know you're saying it wrong is because you didn't even try. And I have known people who I just told them how it's pronounced, but then they turn around and tell someone else, oh, she says it this way, but it's actually pronounced da 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 da. Like, why? What makes you think that's the case? Like, there are some words, for instance, that exist in English that are taken from another language. But just because they're taken from another language doesn't mean that in English we pronounce them as it's pronounced in that other language. It's kind of the same thing with my name. If you recognize my name from another language, which I sincerely cannot say that I know my name exists in another language. I've never seen it. And it also doesn't help that I don't study any other languages. If that's the case, it doesn't fucking matter. If I told you what it's pronounced as and you have seen it in another language and you feel like it needs to be pronounced in that manner, I got bad news for you. No. Because I'm telling you that I have lived a very long time with it being pronounced a certain way. So therefore, you need to respect it. Because you wouldn't like it if I did the same to you. Like if I actively decided to twist the way that your name is supposed to be pronounced, you ain't gonna like that shit. You're gonna get mad, you're gonna complain, you're gonna stomp your feet. So I am no different, believe it or not. There you guys have it. Those are some of the things that I find absolutely rude and irritating that people do, that I just felt like venting about. Let me know what you guys find annoying and rude and irritating about people, because for me, that's immediately the stuff that comes to mind and stands out, but there's much more to it than that. And I have done a round of things people do that I consider rude. So hopefully this is a brand new list, because I have no earthly idea what I said in that previous video, but hopefully this one's a little bit of a refresher and not repetitive. Alright guys, I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.